Welcome to Hawk Mountain's 90th anniversary. Can you believe it's been 90 years here at Hawk Mountain Sanctuary? And it's also, it's pretty awesome to be able to welcome you to the Hawk Mountain Amphitheater. I think for some of our trainees that have not been back in a while, this is new for you, but I would challenge you to go and look around. There's interesting little features like there's a screech owl hidden away up there and a great horned owl over there. Or the Kittatinny Ridge is also a migratory corridor for bats, and we have bats up here. So if you look around, there's all sorts of things hidden here, and it's simply a beautiful facility. I'd like to thank Todd Gladfelter for doing the carvings, and I'd like to thank Todd for managing the project and stretching a lot of things and making it all come out. But this weekend is really about trainees and about our trainee program. It is our single most significant program that we have. Started in 1976, and since that time, can you believe that there's been more than 500 trainees that have graduated from 76 countries around the globe? And yeah, and it's that passion that each one of those people have, and they work on scientific papers, and Hawk Mountain's part of that. And now we can say that we have more than 400 scientific publications. In the last 6 years, I think we've had 15 different PhDs that have matriculated up and on. But it's the power and it's the impact of a conservation community. And it's really about you. So I'm going to keep my remarks short today, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Lori Goodrich.
Hey, everybody. It's happening. We're here. Oh my gosh. It's been 2 years in the making to try to get to this point. A lot of discussions behind the scenes, a lot of trainees getting many emails from our team. They're like, another email from Becca McCabe. But we are here, and we're so happy that everybody has decided to join us, whether it be virtually or in person. There's at least 40 different former interns and trainees that are here for the weekend, representing 13 different countries and at least 12 different states. So it's a pretty amazing reach that this program has. And I want to welcome you all to an exciting day talking about raptor conservation. And at the end of the day, we'd like everybody to return or hang around, because at 4:15, we're going to have a discussion session kicked off by Todd Katzner, who's going to be joining us virtually to talk about what can we do, how can we collaborate to do better, more effective raptor conservation worldwide. So all ideas are on the table. There is no idea that is too small or too big. We're hoping we can come up with some good ones today. Before we begin, I just would like to thank those people that made this gathering possible. The DuPont Foundation gave us a seminal grant, which allowed us to cover some of the expenses. Dina and Houston Stebbins as well. Craig Caldwell and Ben Allline have been great supporters of the trainee program. I do want to thank my colleagues. All of the science staff have been really working hard to get ready for this, but particularly Rebecca McCabe and Wendy Nicodemus, who are sitting over here throughout the day, keeping the program going. Yes. And Mary Linkovich and Tammy Jandrasitz, of course, were running the show last night and also been working hard behind the scenes, along with all the rest of the staff. Many of them were here at 7 a.m. getting the coffee ready and getting the tables wiped down. So thank you to all the staff for being there and making this happen today. David Toon is here. David, do you want to raise your hand? One of the great gifts that we have received from David over the years is to provide silver pins, Hawk Mountain pins, to any graduating intern or trainee. And the idea is that you wear this pin when you travel across the world and you're at different gatherings, and it's like a secret society that you can show that you are part of this group. So if there's anyone here from the trainee or intern program that did not get a pin when you were here, I do have pins here with me. So see me at lunch. And we're going to do a group photo at 12:30 as well. So please join up here for a group photo of all the former interns and trainees. So thank you, David. And thank you to the volunteers who are working behind the scenes. Several people were transporting people from the airport, people working at the lookout today. So it's been great to have all the support to the staff. Before we continue, I just want to recognize that we are dedicating today's symposium to Jim Brett. Jim was a curator emeritus and one of the last curators for Hawk Mountain. He passed away in December. And it was really the reason that we're all sitting here today is really because of Jim. He had the vision for this training program, an internship program that provided experiential education to people in education and in science. And he started the program in 1976. Seth Benz is our official first intern. You want to wave in the back there. Thank you for being here. You know, Jim had a gift for bringing people together, and he raised a lot of the dollars that were funding the intern program early on. But he also was determined to make it an international program. And in the mid-1980s, we started having international candidates. So we really salute Jim and his wife Dottie and his whole family that were basically supporters to the interns over the years. We are fortunate to have Matt and Andy Brett here today. If you could just stand up or wave. And, thank you to the whole Brett family. So even if you're going through the internship or training program this year, it all traces back to Jim. And I also want to recognize the former Director of Conservation Science, Keith Bildstein, who I believe is here. Hi, Keith. Keith took over the program in the late 1990s and really grew the international breadth of the program. He was instrumental in recruiting trainees. Some of you that are here today are here because of his meeting Keith at some international meeting, such as shown here. So we thank Keith for growing our international program, but we also want to recognize Mr. Sarkis Akopian, whose amazing gift in 2002, when we opened the Akopian Center, allowed us to bring multiple trainees and interns here at the same time, where we weren't able to do that before. We now have housing for up to 9 people at a time, and we're providing training for up to 12 to 15 people each year. Our trainees now are harking from 75 different countries across the globe, and they're working in both education and outreach, such as in the Gambia and the Philippines, but also in raptor monitoring and research. Just to give you a basis for what's happening now at Hawk Mountain, the training program is alive and well at Hawk Mountain. I'd like to recognize Jamie Dawson over in the side here, if you can just wave, our Director of Education. We are providing both conservation education and conservation science options in our traineeship. And we've just developed a new 8-month education traineeship for people that are interested in really immersing into the environmental education techniques. And we still are providing academic and leadership traineeship as well. Today, when the trainees come here, they get to work alongside staff, just like we did back in the 70s and the 80s. In education, we're educating up to 12,000 people a year, and with programs, we're providing the summer camps, and we have informal interpretation continuing at the lookouts, which we all participated in since the beginning. And in research, in addition to the long-term monitoring at the lookouts, both in fall and spring, we have long-term research projects on the breeding biology of broadwing hawk, American kestrel, and Arctic raptors, as well as turkey vulture movement ecology. So all these projects are things that our current trainees are getting involved with. Rosalie Edge, of course, was the founder of Hawk Mountain, and her motto, the time to save a species, as well, it's still common, really underlies a lot of the work that we're doing, whether it be here or across the globe. You know, we're trying to reach out and stop declines in raptors before they get too far along. So today, We had a very difficult time deciding which trainees to invite, but we have an amazing program here from people from all over the globe, and I hope you'll stay and enjoy the talks. We're going to have a break midday from 12:30 to 2 o'clock. There'll be lunch trucks in the parking lot. You can partake of some food and take a walk to the lookouts. Our current trainees are manning the South Lookout, so do stop by and say hello to them. Our talks today are going to be about 30 minutes long, but we have a 45-minute time slot, and that's because we want a lot of interaction. So please do ask questions, bring up points, make it a dialogue about the topics that they're bringing up. And as I mentioned before, at 4:15, we are going to hear from a short presentation from Todd Katzner, who's joining us virtually from, I believe, the Kazakhstan area. And he's just going to give a wide overview of his perspective on threats to raptors globally today. And then we're going to open it up again for discussion on and ideas, that you might have come up during the presentations today on how we can collaborate to improve on raptor conservation worldwide.